fights a little bit slower, in very KRU style, like we just saw in the last map. They're really taking their time on their attacking side.
And we'll expect to see it here again. You heard Wyatt on the desk. Might as well have been Kesnet playing Chamber on the first map. This time, he's actually got a trip too.
Now he's doing it.
On top of just being the guy who stands around on extremities.
Yeah. Got a bit of a trap set up here, though. Paranoia ready to go off the contact of the turret. And then Valon's going to get as many as he can.
How many?
Or none.
None. Not great.
Well, and 0 was as many as he could, unfortunately. Now Net's going to get as many as he can.
Yeah. And he's doing a little better. Spike's on the ground, though. The one-way goal. And Net, he tallies it up to 3. Shy will eventually find the trade, but it's a 3v2, and G2 are ready to flood. Great angle for Leaf. Klaus is alone, and he is in trouble. No chance to use his utility, getting overwhelmed slowly by G2. They've got a high-low setup, and he's only got 36 HP to work with. Swing in. How has he done that? 1v1 now. Klaus! He's made magic happen.
Nah, I simply don't believe that, Mimi.
That's not possible.
No. We're gonna have to rewind the tape on that and get proof.
He was one shot from a ghost.
Yes.
And no one shot him.
And then he just boom, boom, head, it's over. Because, like, literally, I was about to make a joke about how Valon was just a ruse because Net is just so sick for G2. But right here, how he's able to, those two players just perfectly lined up.
Okay.
I would be out of my chair, too, if I had one.
Great joke.
Thank you.
Okay, so KRU, they have a gift.
Wow.
And they're gonna convert on it.
Yeah, G2 just gonna walk into them.
Yeah.
It is over. It is interesting though, because KRU, what they ended up doing, what they really need to do with a comp like this, we've got time. It's a 1v5, let me nerd.
You don't believe?
Okay, I don't believe.
After the pistol round? Okay, fine.
I do not. I'm gonna do some drawing now. Allow me to draw.
It better be good.
Okay, so the basic TLDR, if I was to give you like my PowerPoint presentation on this comp, is they've got a million smokes, they've got
KRU's
a million
comp,
flashes. Yes, KRU's comp. KRU's
Okay.
comp. The whole idea is to slice up the map into little.
Wait. No. Give him some credit.
No.
Give him some credit.
No.
He's got 2. Surely not another. Melver's swinging him alone. Okay. Have your moment.
Order has been restored. The TLDR of this comp is slice up the map into little bite-sized pieces with all your smokes, and then use your million pieces of flash and clearing utility between your 2 initiators to go clear that space.
Okay.
And I think one of the big things that enables no dive on Sunset is how A site works. Because you see on other maps like Ascent, when you're playing no dive comps, you need to attack a site from 2 different lanes.
Yeah, like you don't have jet dash, you have to go through catwalk.
Because otherwise you just get stuck in the main choke. So in Ascent, you take mid control and split into the sites. On A, you get to split in the site without mid control. Unless you get shut down in this area right here, you're gonna be fine.
But G2's comp puts a priority on controlling A main. They have nades, they have mollies, they have a lot of utility to commit to that, and they know the importance of this space.
And that's the interesting thing, because when these teams faced off the first time, G2 really didn't put a lot of fight in there early.
What is going on in this game, by the way? No time to talk about anything.
No.
Kesnet instead just gonna get a kill through a smoke, and G2 now re-clearing this extremity. Shy, asleep at the wheel.
It's just unfair. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Leaf is crouch peeking him. It's not fair.
Leaf's movement is always impressive.
It's funny because we saw it last game too, right? When he swung into Kesnet's op. Kesnet's op was on his forehead, and he ducked underneath the bullet.
Okay, this is a bonus round for KRU, but now they have a 4v4. Everyone has a rifle, and B is the weaker side. Their biggest issue is G2 flooding in, and they've already walked out, and have dodged the utility. That's big. Next step is actually getting these kills, and Jonah is already alone. 1 shot found. Kesnet does trade there. It's been a great round for the Chamber thus far.
How quickly does Leaf want to get out here? It's a 2-on-2, but with the plant.
He's going fast.
Oh, yeah.
Leaf already into the back left, finds 1 shot. Nade to try and stall, and Kesnet is so damn low. And he just cannot get it done. Leaf keeps that round in control.
Yeah, great stuff from him. The openers over towards A, flooding out when that spike is tapped. G2, you will see them all the time on this map. Their read is, when the spike is tapped, we are flooding into the site. We're pushing through the smokes, and we're attacking you then. They don't do a ton of forward fighting, although it is important that they are showing forward looks, because frankly, the last time these teams faced off, KRU got way too much space without being fought, and it really enabled them to play this no-dive, slow-paced composition where Kesnet got major lurks off.
Similar setup to the pistol round here for Valen. This time a different cam, but still contact, paranoia. This time he has Leaf to help out. But the knife will clear him. Doesn't actually elect to use the paranoia because that cam is still online and he still has Leaf to support.
Yeah, crew aren't going to want to walk into that. I think they know it's got to be a stack over into the B site. Valen just TPs his way out, but G2, I think, might want to look for something into mid. They could just play behind the tripwire here, you know, drop a one-way on that line and be completely content to hold into market off of the information they have in B main with the camera. And that pressure that crew now show into A main could pull a rotate. So you got a drone into mid, it spots Kesnet.
But Kesnet is always going to be in mid. That's not necessarily good info. Still, it's good space to find, and Leaf isolating Shy on that angle. It's a critical kill.
Still a couple of players crew have to get through, and you've already got the rotates, right? There's 4 players now near this A side. One-way smoke on lane, shock darts posing problems.
Trent is so alone on this site. He's blind, he's decayed. Can he get anything done? He might not need to. His team supports well, picks up 2 kills already. He'll just run and gun his way to victory. Poor Melzer did not stand a chance. And Klaus, he should befall that same fate.
Wow. Trent couldn't see or hear anything for half of that exec. But even with everything raining down around him, the rest of his team supports him very, very nicely.
That's the job. Sit back site. Pray you stay alive long enough with your teammates' support to get that swing.
30 seconds left.
Credit to G2 though. I love this kind of 2-stage defense they have early on, committing into A main. Late round, they have more util to stall that site.
And we're looking for maybe an early tiles dive. The Rays with paint shells potentially to go down here. When we saw this before, Leaf actually satcheled in, but instead is just slow walking his way down.
Dangerous against the Tour de Force, but it won't be there to receive. Mel's are just a frenzy, but they are not checking that corner. 1 for 1 more than you could ask for. Shy's found a kill of his own.
And now the A side is completely open. Cypher hits that ult in tiles, and that gets information on crew's post plant. Post plant means crew need to flip the map. They need to go towards the defender spawn because all the remaining G2 players are on the flank.
But the plant's bad for it. They didn't realize in time. Kesnet.
Oh yeah.
Tour de Force.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he thrives. A clean shot onto Jonah P. Paranoia. It misses him. Kesnet establishes himself on this line again. G2 are not allowed in. Valen is so low. And Net's gone. Valen will join him. A thrifty round is stolen away by crew.
That was fantastic.
We've just seen a ridiculous amount of eco rounds.
There's been too many.
This event.
There's
Not
been
just
too
this
many.
event, every kickoff worldwide.
Make it stop. Guns don't matter
No,
anymore,
keep
I
it
guess.
going.
Keep it going. Nothing actually makes sense anymore. I mean, yeah, the share shot's really nice. The chamber op coming online. The chop.
Don't call it that.
I like it.
No.
Just be glad I don't call the Viper or the Vorb anymore.
Words mean things. I want you to know that. All right, Leaf. Same old song and dance with a push into main, but this time a bit more support. Jonah P investing that ultimate, finds nothing.
And the drone to re-clear out into mid. G2 have been pretty quick to snap on this one after the early aggression over towards B or A main.
But you see, with no dive, G2 is putting everything into forcing crew to go B, because they don't have shock darts, they don't have a nade. It's so hard for them to deal with this Cypher.
Yeah, and the 2 main looks for the chamber was the slow lurk up that way or the slow work into there, pinching into shop, and then on A hits, sometimes going into mid. So the fact that we're playing forward in A, the fact that we're droning into mid, it's really shutting down the options for this chamber lurk to be effective.
Valen. Forward angle into mid, spots one.
Yeah,
and
it's opened up now, and I love this smoke right here, giving control on the left side, diving into shop to scout it out. They see no one's there.
Roman's swinging through this one, though.
Yeah, he had the dart. He had the dart.
Yeah, they
Didn't tag
fully
anyone.
contain this space now. Crew, what is this, plan D at this point? Now they're pivoting back into B. Not a lot of time, but Net is suppressed. He's out in the open. Valen might have done enough. 2 for 2 on the trades. Comes down to a retake for G2. They'll go quickly into market. This is Kesnet's space to hold, and he does well enough. Now a post plant for crew, and the Viper's Pit active.
How do they work back in? Need someone to give them a fight.
No util. for G2 on this retake. They'll wrap back around.
They want to look down. Going down this ramp, it gives them a better angle inside the pit.
But that wall inside the Viper's pit makes it tough. Melzer's holding this, and he is connecting. Great trades from KRU. They close out this post plant and are putting together a respectable attack side here.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice round. I like, especially in the mid round. They went for that sort of smoke up in top mid to look for the potential pinch into shop. They really feinted that dive into shop. But a couple of times in the previous game on Sunset, they went for this feint where they would push multiple players into top mid and then fall back into market. The whole time, they've got Melzer chilling in main, ready to assist the market fight with the paranoia. They never really all-inned on that too many times in the previous game, but there were a few times they looked to set that up, and that time it was executed to perfection.
Timeout here for G2. The question seems to be, how do we deal with these slow mid-rounds? Kesnet isn't able to get lurks off most of the time, but they're getting enough space that they're consistently able to split into these sites. It's been a great game thus far from Melzer with his calling.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love it. And I think they call around what Kesnet does super well. Haven't even had to lean into it too much yet. But honestly, I think G2, when they previously were struggling against that sort of mid-heavy play, they actually switched the Cypher setup. So Net had a trip in mid, had a camera even spotting mid. It was placed over in shop to watch out that area. So that on a move like that, you never get hit by the pump fake all the way into your spawn and then rotate out of market, which kind of happened to G2 in that last round. Could be a move for them, or just, you know, be a little bit more firm in their positions and anticipate that blind into market on the fight.
KRU is sitting all the way back in their spawn to start this one.
Yeah, G2 are broke here.
Yeah. Just want to hold for aggression here.
I do like the fact that G2 are looking to play in front of this Viper wall over in B. Something we never really saw, but it is pretty good to set up some kind of an embed or flash out into the site.
That's why though these like trap plays in B main haven't been able to work much. This round instead is just to get that orb. But still, KRU, I think, has really good protocols to re-clear space in both these mains.
Yeah, KRU's idea have been to put heavy pressure down in A main, and that's been the conditioning they've done. In the previous series, it was just Chamber kind of walking in there. But now they've got Chamber watching into mid, seeing if there's ever a step up that he can get a quick kill and get out.
You do see kind of one of the issues here with G2's comp and what you're giving up to get that Sova is the Breach or the Gecko. Those agents that are really good at constantly re-clearing and using util to pressure A. It's a lot harder to invest Sova util to do that same job. So KRU has just been able to late round walk up and take this space round after round.
It's like they've got the Viper orb, but look, they walk up, they get an easy fight on Kesnet. Kesnet's still going. Kesnet's getting them all.
It's actually playing Jet on Chamber. It's like the opposite of last map.
Oh, I see, I see. Just runs them. I didn't see him dash, so maybe missing that.
Blink and you miss it.
Blink and you miss it. Blink and Kesnet just has 3 kills. Sure, why not?
Revealing area.
Oh, a Blink and Klaus is lurking through B somehow.
He's just chilling out on that side of the map.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No one's watching Melzer's back.
I mean,
He's dead now, and guys, Shy's gone too. And still this fade is far away. Klaus trying to come back in. MTA is the only one who can stop this diffuse. He swings in. Jonah has to hop off it, but he has a beautiful shot. Do they know this last man's position? Yes, they do! Jonah P! He's electric!
Jonah P has been unreal in this tournament.
How do they win that? They have to stop getting away with it.
They have to stop. Jonah P with Guardian is just an instant eco round winner. He can't lose with it.
Sign me as an assistant coach. I'm telling G2, force Guardian every eco.
It's like he was beating KRU with it the first time. He's beating EG with it on this same map, clutching up. He just cannot be put down.
The support staff for KRU, the face really shows it all there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tragic round. I didn't even hate the idea of a lurk, but it gets punished big time. Again, by the way, K-ult into B. Cypher setup on the A side.
Leaf, blinded, damaged, and down as well. Trent only drops MTA, and here comes the rest of the team. Trent spraying away, and it's only one real kill here.
Kesnet back in spawn, lurked all the way through and got his. And that makes Net a fish in a barrel.
Another clutch? Let's see what's on the table. Not today. Melzer shuts it down. A change of pace there for KRU. Very successful. They've never shown a round like that thus far this game.
Yeah, that was the mega fast lurk through. And I think KRU's game plan into this B site is so sick. They've done these like triple lurks through in all these different spaces that have been super effective throughout their games against G2. It's almost like they trust their players to just win out in these fights because they're splitting up in a lot of times like 1-3-1 as they're going into B or 1-2-2. Not a lot of options to trade each other out, but when they play like that and they haven't been challenged too much in B main, it works.
G2 adapt by maybe going back to a bit of a mid fight here. 3 players posted top mid. And they're gonna just walk through this one. Shy deals with it very well there. All 3 walk through and all 3 go down.
I wouldn't have given him a very well personally. 28 bullets for 2 kills. A little bit too much, I think. Could have been better. Room for improvement, Mimi.
Last player standing.
They're gonna win the round though.
They're gonna win the round, and that means perfection. I love it.
I love results.
I love how KRU are up 5-1, and they're just walking through mid, holding hands together. It's like
So this is actually, let me tell you a little known fact about
Okay.
KRU. All their players actually have walk, not bound to hold shift, but the default. They have to hold shift to run instead.
I love
It's
it.
crazy.
I was gonna say it's like an elementary school going on a field trip. Yeah, hold hands, everybody. We're walking over to the B side.
I mean, it means you're never losing the man up rounds
I
like
love
that.
it. I love it. Good fundies. That's the fun
They
way
are.
of saying fundamentals.
Thanks for explaining that.
You're welcome.
Really wouldn't have known otherwise. That's just a Vandal spray moment. It was
Yeah.
very good.
Hey, look, he thought he got the kill in the first one. Pulled away. I respect it.
All right, big round coming up here. G2, one away from some big ults, and KRU. What I'm really looking at is that Fatal online makes the retake, or the post plan, excuse me, a little more doable.
Leafs got that op in hand. We saw this yesterday versus EG when they were slowly working them into mid. It's very similar to when he was venting or opping
was
in
venting.
vents, but he missed his shots. Don't do it. Don't say it.
Sus. Okay, sorry.
But it was just like on Split when he took that for mid control out of vents.
buddy, out.
Although this time we've slipped past the corner. And Leaf
Leaf's
takes the
off.
coward's way out.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to find value when you're getting constantly smoked off like this. He's gonna stick around, and now has a pretty dangerous angle to deal with.
There were options. If they rushed through there, Sova was here with a Hunter's Fury, ready to just tear them apart.
Omen's on the other side. If they double swing Leaf, he needs to get his kill. He will. That's MTA taken care of, so Flash is off the table for the rest of his exec.
And Showstopper available too. He can get a kill and go straight into that ult if he wants.
He's deaf, but he's got a good angle here. Shot, not to connect, and the Showstopper, it doesn't either. Nade, the next line of defense, and a satchel to get away. It's a player up, it's a post plant.
There they are.
And it's all on Kesnet here in Market. If he's able to pinch off one of these rotates, his team is down in numbers now. They need him to get active.
Can Kesnet find Leaf? Absolutely. Critical shot connected. He'll teleport back to another side. Valen just runs him down though. Last 2 members of KRU hunkered on this site. Klaus with his teammate there to swing. They'll connect on the ball, but Trent, he's got 2 of his own. G2 and the clutches. It just doesn't stop.
5 HP, please give me Trent's POV. If he did what I think he pulled off of the player that was reloading to get the kill on the other guy before going back to finish the job.
He's pretty good, I think.
That's unreal, because at the same time, Leaf did so much work to get these early kills, even with all the utility thrown his way.
That like, picking the target that isn't I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
It might have just been that he thought he killed the first guy, but I prefer, I prefer
Let's
the
give him
prior.
the credit. Let's take in the hopium. Let's believe.
By the way, Kesnet, I think playing in French, full chamber immersion.
I actually love that. Oh man,
Cover going out.
Crazy game thus far here.
that's one that'll get G2 back in the thick of things. KRU again looking to take this early A space. A lot of utility spent for elbow control. We've seen G2 put up a bit of a fight in that area before, and with this forward Viper wall, it keeps them isolated behind here, even after the utility allows them to re-clear into some space.
Jonah loves just popping Hunter's Fury at any moment. And unfortunately, he won't get a kill off that. I think Trent's Molly just barely missed on connecting with MTA.
Yeah.
Would have secured that kill.
That would have been so nuts. Now KRU have set back up into the A. Again, they can look to split in once these one-ways drop, once the orb goes down. got a good cycle here. 15 seconds before there's too much gas left on Viper to go for the head.
MTA still has a flash. Melzer has a paranoia of his own. They have a lot of tools and a lot of space to commit to this one.
Yeah, they have to go into A at this point. Going back into B this late with the op post in mid, not going to be easy.
But look at this utility stalling them out. Molly inside the Viper orb. Util was sent in, but they can't really follow up. And now they're just teleporting in front of Trent. What's going on? Give him an opportunity, and he will take it. Trent on for another. Taken down, though, by Shy. Jonah into the site. Needs to get more. 3 for him already. Kesnick swings. But this time, the clutch is denied. G2 hold strong on A.
Last round before the switch.
G2's A-hold looks so much better than last time. They are fighting KRU tooth and nail. They are keeping them trapped there for so much longer.
And remember, that A-hold was a big issue in the first match. Normally when we talk about rematches, you're always talking about the team who lost and what they can learn from it. But it really is showing that G2 took the time to study there as well.
It's important going into the end of this half. To remind you, when they played before, it was 6-6 at the half. And in the second half, KRU on defense only won one rifle round. Oof. Looking like 6-6, 5-7 again. KRU are gonna have to show that improvement that we've seen from G2 already.
Oh no, Leaf dying on that close corner. Nice shot from Kesnet though. That opens up this round for KRU. They can just take their time, wait for G2 to re-aggress, to make another mistake.
And that Raze dropping has opened up a big hole into mid, right? There's no drone on Jonah P, so actually clearing back in that mid space is gonna be really hard. There's a trip in market that gives them some security. That late walk up in one of these directions can pose a serious problem if timed well.
KRU want to finish towards B. Biggest issue here is those Cypher trips. And with no fade cats, they're gonna have to contact into it.
Jonah P's his own drone. He's clearing mid himself.
Excuse me, Klaus is here on the scene, so I do have the utility to take care of this one. It's down.
Gorgeous.
But Fallon follows up off his own paranoia. And how did MTA win that? He was blind. His feet keep on moving, and he keeps on doing it. MTA, a second more than you could ask for.
And now into main, Jonah P comes around the corner, takes down Kesnet. 2-on-2, and they're turning back into Jonah P, who cannot get the job done.
But Trent, the other man you would ask for to win a clutch.
20 seconds.
They still haven't planted the spike. And this wall could work towards Trent. Tap. He doesn't buy it. Do they know this angle? Is Shy ready for this?
Left.
He talks, waiting for the next tap. The commitment, one kill there! But Shy trades! What a save!
Switching sides.
A better half there for KRU. And the thinnest of margins as well.
I think he legged him as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at MTA's movement. Like, he's full blinded, dancing around in the Matrix. The dancing queen. Oh, man.
Well, 5-7 here. KRU in a good position to try and bring us to a third map. But G2, still a chance to get back into this one. And maybe we have a special guest standing by with Elizabeth to give a little motivation.
All right, everyone. Valorant is a family affair because if they're not playing, they are watching. I'm here with Trent's girlfriend, brother, and sister-in-law. Yes, and if you heard the screaming, you've heard them. It's been a very, very loud game. Now I have to come to you because you said this is your first esports experience. And how has it been watching your brother play on this stage for the first time?
This is crazy watching him play on the stage, going from hearing him yelling in the bedroom next to me all night to now watching him on stage is just crazy.
How proud are you, be honest?
I'm extremely proud of him.
Walk me through the time when Trent brought up being a pro Valorant player. How did that conversation go?
He's been playing for a long time. He's always been trying to get to this point, and it was years and years of him screaming in the bedroom to get to here, and I'm just so proud of him to get to this point right here.
How are you feeling, Haley?
I'm really proud also. I've seen him grown up into such an amazing young man, and he was born to do this for sure.
Born to do it. And now, hello, Miss 2-year anniversary on Friday. Now listen, I don't know if you've heard, but I'm very single. What is the secret to dating a pro player and making it last this long?
I mean, you just gotta understand that this is his life and what he always dreamed of, and it's hard, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's his dream and it's happening. So, I mean, I'm just proud of him, happy that he got to where he wants to be. So, yeah.
Just a whole bunch of pride here among the Trent family. And there's more G2 fans back here. Right, the whole G2 squad here. But we have a game, a very close game to get back to. So Mimi and Ender, please take it away.
G2, maybe the fan favorites here in the Riot Games arena, but a long way from closing this out. Remember, an elimination match here. Only one spot remaining in the play-ins.
And it is ready to become a gigabanger, I feel. KRU need to have a good open here, just fishing for that Cypher cam off the start, but it wasn't placed there. Net did a lot of this, these forward cams to spot out the early shots.
Again, Kesnit is alone. He's always trusted it's his solo anchor, and this time realizes there's too much force from G2, and they're gonna keep going, actually.
Oh yeah, big old flank on the other side of the map. It'll be important. Can Trent hold for this and get the kills?
Kesnit, it gets so awkward in that smoke. But G2 finds it, and now look at Trent. He's got a crossfire here into the blender. Goes KRU, and they are getting eviscerated. Flawless pistol round for G2.
Wow. I swear Trent played in that same exact spot the last time, and there was just one guy lurking that time. This time there's four, and they get them all.
I'm imagining he was just distracted by hearing his by seeing his family getting interviewed at halftime, just chilling and Spawn's like, oh, wait, there's a round.
Oh,
And then goes and kills
I forgot to buy my gun. Oh no.
Great round from him, though. Let's see if KRU can get anything out of this eco, though. We have seen far too much success with classics thus far.
Yeah, G2 aren't leaving much to chance in this one, though. Double rifle in Valen and Jonah P's hands.
Paranoia, though, from Melzer. This could actually get dangerous. Flash, Noya in, but they deal with it well.
They didn't use the Noya, because they all swung into the line before Melzer used it.
Right.
Yeah, they just used the KO flash.
Poor
And Melzer
Melzer just like, guys?
Yeah.
Do you want me to flash?
He's not going to call him the Paranoia stratagem and nuke his own team.
Wouldn't want to do it. Ned has worked his way all the way up through B, so the team will be called back to him. Might actually walk into Kesnit here, but dealt with.
One of the interesting things about, I think, how KRU have to play this defense is almost they need to get very, very active with the chamber. So I like seeing looks where they are fighting into A main, B main the last couple of rounds. But also they have a little bit less constant utility than the Cypher on the other side. Similar situation to last game where they're not playing with a hardcore Sentinel.
Cover going out.
Don't do it to me.
Melzer punished for his greed there.
Yeah. But again, I'm looking at this to be a map where G2 are looking to punish those gaps in the defense from KRU. Find the timing so they can slip the net. Unless they just want to keep running the hard execs over and over again. Maybe that just works for them. They don't have to worry about that same level of choke control that a Cypher would give you, especially on that B side.
I mean, yeah, that is the big sacrifice with this comp. That chamber trip is nowhere near the same value as Cypher gives.
Yeah, it kind of changes where you're taking the fights too, because you're going to see a lot more fights in main, like fights right off the rip,
I mean, like you're seeing in this round.
Exactly.
Set up B main for KRU.
Instead of just chilling on site, playing around my silly little tripwires, it comes very quick.
Melzer, I think, just trying to bait for his teammate there.
Yeah, break the camera. But again, like, Net does not do the default camera. He thinks the default cam sucks.
Kesnit, forward angle, but it's only 1 for 1. That's a great trade from Net.
Melzer just dies in mid as well before the smoke came in. Unless, what? There was a wall up?
Maybe that was a spam. It's hard to say. But Trent's in trouble now, getting overwhelmed by KRU and mid. But look how much util they have to invest. They're throwing the kitchen sink at this guy, and finally he's taken down.
The kitchen sink's got hands, Mimi.
Yeah, but look what they have for retake now. Actually, still enough utility to make it work.
And there is a double re-wrap going into market here. It is planted nicely for that market angle.
G2 loves the reflanks on this map. This took KRU off guard multiple times in the first game. Have they learned from it? Tap on the spike. Molly into main, and MTA has to deal with the players in market. First one found, but there's Jonah P in the 1v1 now. Dart forward, MTA has to get this one to half, and he's swinging, he's trying to get it done, but there's just not enough time. Jonah, round after round, wins these clutches. How many critical rounds has he claimed for G2?
So many, and it's so nicely played too. The utility kind of baiting his teammate there, but because it's so little time, the right decision. Honestly, he's able to get his one, play the time super nicely off the dart. Well done. And G2, I saw them afterwards. They were giggling on stage. They know they just got away with murder there. Reminder, KRU only won a single rifle round on defense on this map previously. Now they got bonus. They're getting kind of owned.
It would be tragic to see it. The same story 2 matches in a row. Knife will reveal Valorant.
I think the only world that G2 run into big issues this round is if late they try to walk back into B main, because Melzer's got that Bucky over in the corner.
Guy's in a bit of a one and done here, and he's gonna get darted off. The follow-up, great out of Leaf. The player swing, the trade as well is dealt with. It's a very clean round from G2.
That it is. Kesnet, the only one with a real opportunity to turn something around, and is able to get his first.
That's a
The
rifle.
rifle a bit out of reach.
He's grabbed it. Made it happen, Leaf. Just ducking and diving over the top. He's taken down, but the trade is there, and Bucky Omen ain't winning that.
So Mimi, remember after the end of last round and I said G2 were laughing, they were giggling? It was Leaf that was giggling. He was getting silly up there.
He's a silly guy.
He's a very silly guy.
I feel like everyone from that Cloud9 team last year, just the vibes merchants. You have Zelts is doing the same over on Sentinels now. Leaf bringing the fun here on G2.
Yeah, and now Leaf is testing a new market. He's bringing the vibes over to G2.
And it's crazy because Leaf is 19, maybe 20 now. He's a really young guy, but he's like the veteran of this team that's been playing at Tier 1 in Valorant for a long time, was playing in Tier 1 in games before that.
I feel like it's funny too, because in a lot of different esports titles, G2 they're the villains, you know? They like to talk some trash a lot of
Yeah,
times.
here they're the nice guys.
G2, they're just lovely people.
It's funny because you see the org roll up with like a big truck and all this, and then you see them on the stage and it's like, we're just having fun, just happy to be here, you know?
Yeah, if you missed it, I believe G2 had a truck here at the venue that said, buy our skins if you don't like Sentinels, something along those lines.
I'm sure it was.
So
It's always about Sentinels.
it was like G2 and Sentinels showing up to talk some trash.
But we got to talk about KRU here because they're on the verge of elimination.
That they are. And I think it's kind of got to come down to Kesnet. They put so much into him. He's got 21 kills with the op. G2 do a pretty good job of calling around him, though, and dodging out his sights, especially in the mid-rounds. They're not often moving into him later in those situations. And it's hard to get value if, you know, people aren't running into you as the chamber.
The thing is, though, Kesnet, 21 and 12. Next best player on his team, half that.
Yeah.
It might just be one of those games where you need another player to step up if KRU want to get into this.
We'll see what they do. They really just want to post this op up on this line, but of course, Viper Orb goes down and forces him off the angle. It's sort of the counterplay to deal with this one-way here that is so frustrating to deal with.
An idea here for G2. They want to go deep through mid and maybe split this back into B. Smoke up, rocket through for Leaf. Second satchel, ready. And there is a victim on the other side. Shy is down, great opener.
It'll have to be Melzer. Melzer's in B main, but he's getting pinched. He's pushing forward to find Net. The 1v1 to keep control of the site, but he can't get it.
And that's an ult committed as well. G2, all of the info they could dream of. A beautiful post fight here on B, and look at that money for KRU.
Can KRU even play this round?
They might just have to save.
You've got an op. I guess Kesnet could have the chamber op in the next round if he died, but
They're
no.
not going for it.
They've got to call it off. Give G2 10.
It seems like a big issue thus far for KRU is mid control. They are losing it every round. G2 has been allowed to just walk into that space and split whichever site they want.
I kind of want to see them get more active looking for the fights.
Wait, this op might fall. Hold on.
Here.
Kesnet loses another opportunity as well. And Net's already taken down one. Kesnet will teleport away, jump to safety. But there is another hunter on his way. KRU, though.
Leaps on the way. On the prowl. Again, it's not the end of the world because he would get the orb to get the ult up in the next round, but yeah, kind of demoralizing even just losing the one there.
Yeah.
I will say G2, the way they fought into that space was so nice. Having the smoke on the right side of top mid caught out both of the KRU players. That's where KRU was trying to hold for mid. They gave this sort of red carpet for Leaf to dive on in there and get that kill.
I mean, even just the damage there. Kesnet can only rebuy into half armor. The money is enough to get them a buy, but it is not good for Crew by any means.
But I don't love this because Kesnet is again looking for the post up in A main. But check this out. The Viper Orb goes down.
Maybe
denies
just a
anything.
gapping hole in this map yet again.
Yeah.
No one there to hold it.
The Prowlers come through. The knife comes through. Like, how much a utility are they giving to put Kesnet on this line? It's a lot. And he's creeping forward. He's looking for his kill.
Can he find it? Crew
What?
gets some kills on the other side. Jonah committing a Hunter's Fury in the open, not punished for that one. What happened in mid?
There was a big fight in mid, so both G2 players walked up into mid, and that's why Jonah P canceled the drone to go for the ult to assist them there, but it didn't come in time for MTA to be shut down.
Awkward rounds. But the clutch is asked of two guys who have done it before, Trent and Jonah. And Trent has the first opportunity, won't convert on it. Nice shots out of MTA.
That spike is hopelessly abandoned out in mid. It's an ult orb mission at this point. Grab what you can.
But I think you see the difference there from Crew. After giving that initial utility to get Kesnet on the line, they're instantly going back to mid, re-clearing that space, and punishing G2's walk-up.
And it's the positions they're playing, right? See where that body is where they
30
died? They're
seconds
trying to
left.
fight in front of possible smokes because so often in mid rounds, attacking teams, they're going to drop a smoke there or drop a smoke there. There's some big smokes. We're talking like a brimstone on steroid smokes. But what it does is it gives you sort of a lane to play through. It gives you a smoke to flash through. Jonah P doing it without it, but he's got no time, unfortunately. That'll keep Crew in this one.
Yeah, 8 to 10. Finally, some stability on the economy, some ults starting to come online. That's the round they needed to build back into this.
Yeah, walking, and you can see the smoke on the left side, but they're playing in front of it. That is the adaptation from them. 2 rounds ago, they were stuck behind the smoke, and Crew looked silly for it. Leaf owned them with that Raze ult. This time, they're in front. So round to round, adaptation, week to week adaptation to both teams.
G2 have a main control, and Kesnet this time not really able to establish on that forward line.
That's getting a little active here in mid. Door is closed on him, so that opens up a path to walk into top mid, but you can see the instant rotation. A lot of defenders will do this, hit that door, and then reposition up to top mid. Trent, or no, sorry, not Trent. Shy will be locking that space down.
That's the drone spot, Kesnet.
Doesn't last long enough.
Yeah, Klaus is on his
he's
way, but he
peeked into it.
saw him. I think maybe trying to get someone following up
Yeah.
off that drone.
Yeah, he was trying to swing with his teammate there that
Yeah.
was breaking the drone in case someone was up with
It's
it.
good micro, but unfortunately no one there to receive. Now they know where Kesnet is, and they don't want to go to Kesnet's site.
Yeah. Nice thing is, they feel a little bit safer to walk back into this mid space because of how far up net is. They know the door is closed, they can bust that down.
This player in main.
It's a
Eat
judge.
everything. Melzer? Yeah, just a judge. It's a tough task. Valen holding.
Uh-oh.
They're passing each other. Who gets the kill, Valen? That is everything for G2. Crew's retake now going to be difficult. Through mid, they go straight into Nets. Crosshair. A great shot from him to start, but Kesnet there on the trade. Still support from the site for G2.
Jonah P has just been left on site, ratting it out inside of the smoke.
And everyone else full off. Double shocks, double mollies. This is a brutal post plant for Crew to get through. And Jonah is ahead of it. I love it. Just let the man fight. He'll win it. Not that time, though. Still, it's just not enough time to make this happen for Klaus. He knows it.
And before, remember, there was the late rewrap into Markets. You even got Klaus trying to scout it out. He picks up the operator. It's the small wins for Crew, but
But it again comes back to mid control. Net is getting that space for free. So when G2 sees the op on one side, they can rotate super quickly, beat out the defenders, and win on the other side.
yeah. And if you are losing mid control, the way you have to make up for it is control over mains. On A, you want to fall back into elbow or lane. In B, you need to fall into main. But Melzer has lost that fight 2 times in a row now. If he's winning those fights, it's different. He's picking up a rifle. He can fight back into sight. But he's losing them, and it's costing Crew the chances to win these rounds.
And it's kind of surprising to me that Crew's not investing anyone there. They have a Kesnet who can get forward with a TP. They have these fade KO combos that can set someone up to take that space, but they've never committed to it.
The annoying thing for Crew is that it's all these late round B finishes.
Yeah.
So if they put 2 bodies in there, then all of a sudden they're overloaded on B, and maybe these G2A hits at the start can turn into actual side hits. So it's very complex to actually call round to round. Maybe they can try to read these mid rotates a little bit more. Like you were saying, fighting out into mid could be the solution for them.
A big timeout here for KRU. Starting to run out of chances to recover here in kickoff.
But if there's ever a round, we have got 5 ults ready to be unleashed on G2.
How do they employ them? That pause gave time for Josh Ortiz to talk as well, so G2 has that thought in their head as well.
Yeah, looks like they are going to play 2 over towards this B side of the map. So Kesnet can drop the trip in market, the teleport to go back there and fight off that as well. He even could, in the late rounds, play inside of that funky little pocket here and teleport out if there was ever to be a fight in main. Play anti-flash behind it.
Shadows traveling.
Kesnet going very far forward here, but cannot get anything off of his opportunity. Melzer puts in the smoke, and G2 is already into this side, or are they? They invest the util and they double back.
Yeah, they were showing a lot there. They showed Sova, who instantly rotated over to the A side. They showed Raze, they showed Cypher, they showed Omen. That's 4 different players. But I think KRU are happy to be stacked over into this B side because they have the pit over in A main. Makes it very easy to sort of buckle down behind their trip. The weakness really is MTA in top mid here, the only player holding that angle.
What is Melzer doing? Just trying to close that door? Getting a little close for comfort, and those flashbacks not actually gonna be able to break that trip. That's still info.
Now G2 are now playing a no-dive comp. And how do you make that work? It's by punishing into mid. They take down MTA, and they're still looping back into Boba.
Leave the first, and he executes Clouds. Melzer manages to trade for 2, but was it enough? Kesnet pressures on him. Up, trying to juggle it back and forth out of his hand. He's getting pinged out by the dart, and there's just nothing he can do.
30 seconds
G2
left.
overwhelm the B site and play Shy in an unwinnable situation. Match point, G2.
Match point.
G2 have found the holes, and they are blasting them open. KRU never have control of B main, and they're constantly getting wrapped. Previous times into market, now into Boba. It's a different wrinkle every time from G2, and the pressure has simply been too much. KRU went into that round with 5 ults, Mimi, and they only used the Viper's Pit because they were getting fought before they had a chance to use them.
Is this another fast round from G2? A main is where they posture. Kesnet will attempt to get on this line. And again, the double smoke comp is so oppressive. He's never getting opportunities early round.
Kesnet has to find this tournament on the line.
Tragedy.
It's not gonna happen.
Drone committed. Leaf ready to enter into the site. MTA will try and pop his ult, but he can't help his teammate. Klaus is down. It's a 5v3, and Ned is working on a lurk. He's gonna be behind Shy. He hears that Molly being committed. But they're going back off of this lurk. They've pushed Leaf all the way through spawn, and now these A players are trapped.
Leaf gets the kill. Second one opens up. It's so problematic. Melzer has to be the hero of KRU.
He's making
to stay
so
in it.
much noise. He's not ready for that. Huge kill there. MTA 1v5, and Leaf is here. The final shot connects, and G2 qualified to the play-ins. They eliminate KRU.
And what a way to finish it off as well. Net was lights out on these 2 maps. His sight's untouchable, his lurk's just better.
And you contrast this game to the first time these 2 teams played, and you can see the improvement in G2. They do such a better job of dealing with Kesnet on this map, of shutting down that defense, and get honestly a really clean win here on Sunset.
Yeah, this was the map that went really good for them on their second half previously, and it looks even better this time. Not even dropping the pistol or anything like that. They avoid the problem map of Icebox. No issues there. On the other side, of course, a very tough start to the year again for KRU. They had to play the same team twice, doing the 3 team